So in this section I'm going to discuss the stats and how I achieved the stats and the few stats that I implemented for this CA. So the few stats method, if chosen, is down at the bottom here. So first, the user has a list of options it can choose from, and then most of it is queries database through the queries class. And the queries class has just got a variable connection, and just as long as you send the connection to it, it should be able to do any of the queries it's asked for. The first query in the stats is to view mails, and it's a straightforward SQL statement asking for the count of mails, and it depends on what you're sending. If it's MID, if you're a nurse and you're sending your nurse ID, it will just get the mails that you have in your database, although you can query the database as an admin, and if you do that, it just gets information of all the patients in the database. So if this method does then is just send that back an integer to the few stats method, and then number of females is the exact same. We also have an average age, which uses an SQL statement using the function average, and then average height is similar, although it's a less complicated SQL statement. And then you have average weight as well, which is very similar to average height. Then you have disease count, which, although not the nicest method names, it gets a count of patients with a particular disease, and it queries both the long-term medical illness dot diagnosis and dot treatment, and also queries the treatments table for diagnosis and treatment, and it counts all instances of that, and it sends it back to the main method. So then we have just one more that comes in often in the few stats, and that's patient count. And basically, again, if this is a nurse, it gets a count of all the patients registered to her, and if it's admin, it gets a count of all the patients in the database. So then there's one more, which just at the very bottom here, it's a list of all statistics, and that is pertaining to either the nurse or the admin queries. And then that's that there. It's again another simple SQL statement, and we're using here a parser, parsing the timestamp in the SQL to a format the user would appreciate, which is the day/day /month/year/year. there, that was there. So then we just run that then. The only one that's a wee bit different is the statistics on average. The statistics with patients, it calls also on this SNOMED CT SNOMED CT class, which is a class that only has the variable CID and FSN. CID is the code that the computer uses, and FSN is the description of what that code means. So and it is the code that is being transported from system to system. So it is the important one, although for a user to read the code it doesn't make any sense, so you always need the FSN to go with it. Not if you're doing your HLC7, but if you're transcribing it on the screen for the user to read. So if you see here, I'll go to this here and I'll run the thing, and I'll run it as admin. So admin ID is just 1, and the email address is just admin@hse.ie. So the menu for this is very a lot smaller. So if you use statistics, you go to 3. So if we just go through them, you see that the percentage males is 66.66%, then female should be a third, average age is 3, 71 and 3/4 years. 4, the average height is very high. I don't really think the elderly people are really that high, but I don't know, there must be some outlier somewhere in the PHP MyAdmin. If we go to physical fitness here, yeah, as you can see, there's someone that is a wee bit tall at 5.4 meters. I don't know what units they were using, but it's not really acceptable, and it kind of skews the stats that way. So then average weight is 5, which is 79.92, which sounds a bit more reasonable. Then BMI is going to be a bit of skew as well, since the yeah, as you can see, that's a low BMI, and that's because of the height. And then if we go to the next one, which is 7, so we're looking for a word to search for in our database. So I'm going to search for arthritis. So there's a lot of arthritis that comes up. These are all in disorder. So if I just go with rheumatoid arthritis, we'll say 42 there. Oh, it's a disease in the list. Yes. What is the number? Now I can put in 42, and here we see that, yeah, well, this is the code, I was testing this, and well, it's not really supposed to be coming up, but this is the actual CID code. This is the number of people with the disease, and this is the number of people in the database. So the percentage is 16.66%. So then if I go on to the next one, which is 8, would you like to view, and you can view all people, or you can view a particular type of care. So if you view percentage of people availing of care, 50% of people are availing of additional care. So now that we've implemented it, that some people are availing of a particular type of care, maybe we could try to see that working for someone with a particular type of care. So if we go now and we try a dietitian, and then we see that dietitian, there's 16 people, or 16% of people in the database availing of a dietitian. So then if the last one then is to view all stats so far, this is showing you now all the stats for all the different nurses and everything, and see, they haven't changed very much, but there isn't a great level of information in the database. It could get more interesting when there's more people in the database, the bigger the database gets. So that's really it for the stats. In the next section I'm going to discuss more about the SNOMEDs and the HL7. Thanks.